Hey astronauts, this is Brandy and welcome back to Astro-Tarot Research. So today we have another pick a card reading, and this week's pick a card is, are they thinking about you like you're thinking about them? So I wanted to switch it up real quick, and unfortunately I am short on time today, so we only have 4 piles to choose from, but I think you're still going to enjoy the reading, or at least I hope you do, fingers crossed. Before we get into these piles, I do want to remind you to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell to be notified. And you can follow me on Instagram at astro_tarot research, where I post astrological and tarot insights. And information about merch can be found in the description box below. If you guys want to support my channel, because I'm no longer doing private readings, feel free to support me in that manner. I think the merch is cute and I hope you guys do too, and there's more to come. Let's jump into these piles. We have pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. So let's not waste any more time and just sit back, relax, and choose. If you've chosen pile number 1, let's get started on your reading. We have the 5 of Wands, the Hangman, the Queen of Pentacles, the 6 of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, the 7 of Cups, and 8th house, endings and beginnings. So let's pull these cards closer. So first card we pulled was the 5 of Wands. So the question is, are they thinking about you as you are thinking about, like you're thinking about them? It's weird because we don't have any, okay. So the first card we pulled was the 5 of Wands. And I do want to point out is we don't have any air, which, you know, would be the card of thinking, right? So contemplation and everything like that. But we do have the Hangman here, so that does indicate that they are having some thoughts about you. But what I'm getting here is with the first card we're pulling with the 5 of Wands, for the question being, are they thinking about you as you are them? I think that they have a very busy mind, okay? So whoever this person is, they have a lot of thoughts going on, and this would indicate some competition for not necessarily your affection, or if you're reading this in a romantic sense, or even just a friend sense. What this is saying is, when I get the 5 of Wands and it has to do with someone's thoughts, it means their thoughts are crowded, okay? So there's a lot going on here with this person. They have a lot of chores and responsibilities they need to tend to. Not necessarily a lot. It's not 10 of Wands amount, but it is quite a few things happening within their life. So I don't know if it is that you're thinking about them very frequently, day in and day out, but this person may just sort of think about you as like every now and then. That's because they have a lot more frustrations and things going on, and that happens, right? It doesn't necessarily mean this person cares less in any way. And we have these surrounding cards representing the King of Pentacles, the 6 of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. The fact that we have the King and Queen of Pentacles lets me know that this person either has people who work under them, people that they have employed or hired themselves, people who rely on them in some sense. So this could be children, this could be maybe they have their own business and other people rely on them, maybe they have clients and people rely on them, but whatever it is, I wouldn't say you fully occupy, every single thought of theirs, just because this person is so focused on not only taking care of themselves, but taking care of other people as well. So whatever it is, they are definitely taking care of other people, especially when we have the 6 of Pentacles here. That is definitely the card of charity, wanting to give, wanting to, look after people, wanting to be in a either managerial position, a leadership position. It doesn't matter. It could be just like they have their own hobbies, and maybe they have a maybe they have a tarot group and they're like, I need to look after the people in this group. I need to make sure that the meetings are hosted on time. I need to make sure that everyone understands exactly what we're communicating this week or what lectures we're having. Maybe they have something going on like that in a hobby, but whatever it is, their thoughts are being occupied by other people. A lot of people are vying for this person's attention, and as a result, their mind is a little bit split. When we have the 8th house of endings and beginnings, this is a person who is very, very intense and very deep. 8th house of endings and beginnings. Anytime I've seen an 8th house transit, it's usually either financial or it has to do with a emotional transformative experience. And generally that's the most common interpretation, this emotional transformation, where this person is at a place in their life where they're starting to see new possibilities and new avenues. So they're thinking about you, but then they're also thinking about either, if they're thinking about you in a romantic sense, they're thinking about either like a future with you, or they're thinking about maybe you're one of many possibilities, which it doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, you're not important or you're not the one for this person. But this would indicate that they are trying to keep an open mind and look at things from a new perspective, especially when we have the Hangman here. And the 7 of Cups is somebody who always keeps their options open for the future. Not necessarily, it doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, I have 5 billion romantic options, or, you know, I have this guy, this girl, this guy, this girl. This can just mean, oh, I kind of see a future in the country, or I wonder if that person wants to live on the countryside, or maybe I see a me riding a boat off into the sunset and living my life as a pirate. I don't know. Whatever dream or fantasy this person has, they're starting to explore it and give themselves a more positive perspective, especially when we have this 8th house transformation and this, you know, 12th house energy here. These are emotional transformative houses. So this person is going through an experience in which they're finally seeing just how big the world is. Okay, so they are thinking about you. It's just not in the same way you may be thinking about them, which may be a bit more obsessively, or maybe not obsessively, just frequently. Okay, that's a better word for it. You may be thinking about them very frequently, but they're thinking about you. They're thinking about their career. They're thinking about their goals. They're thinking about, you know, these daily frustrations they may be having. And sometimes I get the Queen of Pentacles. It could be mom and dad. It could be just family with the 6 of Pentacles here. It could also mean that this person's thinking about friends too. This person may be thinking about long term, and they're trying to see what exactly it is that they really, really want for the long term. What exactly that is that they are dreaming about. What exactly I can't even speak. What exactly is it that they want to achieve, and what they want to let go of in this life, because they know they have to let go of something in order to get to a different place, whether that's just letting go of a perspective or letting go of, you know, potential other options. You can't choose every single avenue, right? You could choose a few, you could choose one, but you can't choose every single one. So they're thinking about the best course of action that they need to take. And that's regards to you. That's regards to many areas of this life. So this person's mind is completely flooded in a sense. I hope that's making sense to you, but they obviously think that you're very important to them, and they think that you're a generally respectable person, and they could see you as somebody potentially long-term. And I'm reading this as romantic just because most people are probably going to click on this to be romantic, but they're thinking about you specifically long-term. And they're wondering just kind of what kind of future that would bring, or maybe what another future avenue would bring. Like if they were, let's say you guys were in a relationship and this person's like, oh, well, I'm with this person, which would be you. And they're thinking, can I see myself with this person long term? How would our life work long term? What kind of options do we have? They could be thinking in that way. Or they could be thinking in a way like, oh, can I see myself with this person long term? Maybe I want to be single. Maybe this person doesn't want kids and you want kids, or you don't want kids and they want kids. And they're like, I'm not sure. Like, can I give up children? So they're just thinking about all the options that they have laid out in front of them. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're thinking about some other person. That's what I wanted to make clear, okay? But that's the gist of everything. I hope that makes sense for you, pile number one. If not, feel free to choose another pile. My posture is awful. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And if that doesn't resonate, feel free to choose a different pile. Oh, thank you for watching. Au revoir. Hey, pile number two, if you've chosen this green rock, let's get started on your reading. We have the Knight of Wands, the Two of Swords, the Queen of Wands, the Eight of Swords, Justice, the High Priestess, and Mars Force. Let me pull these cards closer for you. With the Two of Swords, I would say yes, you are like equally thinking about each other a good amount, especially when we have this Queen of Wands here and this Knight of Wands, and we have the Two of Swords in between them. So it's like you're both like equally sort of thinking about each other, but without each other knowing it. But the thought patterns are a little bit different. With the Knight of Wands, thought patterns are a little bit more immature. And with the Queen of Wands, obviously the thought patterns have matured a bit. There's a lot more focused energy versus this person, I'm guessing you're probably the Queen of Wands. This person's thought patterns may be a little bit more of a sexual nature. Or especially with this Mars energy, it's kind of hard to ignore. And then the Knight of Wands is a young card. Usually if you're younger, the sexual energy raises, especially, I think with women it's a little bit different, but for the most part, there's that stereotype where you're younger, so the libido is stronger, especially with the Knight of Wands. So their thought process is a little bit more physical. And yours is a little bit more, not saying it's not physical of that kind of nature, but you're including some other areas in life, especially when it comes to ambition, as well as, I don't know if it's shared interest, but more so you're thinking of like good times you may potentially have together, not even just in a more physical manner. You're thinking more like even in a spiritual connection sort of way, or even just sharing beliefs and thoughts and perspectives. That can happen too. So conversation wise, the fire signs would definitely rule that, because it rules the 9th house, which is other people's communication. So you're thinking about how they communicate with you. Okay, so you're analyzing everything. They're thinking about you a lot too, but it's a little bit more physical, and they're thinking how good you look. And we have the High Priestess here, as well as, it's interesting, we have two cards being blindfolded, and one of the cards obviously is about blindfolded, being at an impasse, having your head in the sand. For some of you, I have to mention that this may mean that you guys just aren't communicating at the moment, or there's just some, maybe you aren't communicating properly, or maybe there's been some arguments. I normally get the Two of Swords to represent, people who may have some issues getting along, but they agree to disagree. So I don't know if you guys had a fight, especially when we have Mars here. Sometimes Mars energy can have to do with things being very passionate, but you guys don't want to cause a lot of rift. So I don't know if there's an argument or anything like that, if you're just talking about shared passions, okay? And then when we have this Eight of Swords, if this is like a fight or something, this would be like both people not wanting to apologize or feeling awkward about apologizing, but there's no fight or anything like that. This would be indicative of, it's like indicative of you guys being too shy to make the first move if you guys aren't together. But if you guys are together, maybe you don't want to have difficult conversations. And I'm going to only mention this because Justice is here. This could be saying you don't want to have difficult conversations surrounding marriage. So that's one thing. But to answer the overall question of this reading, the answer is obviously a yes. And the High Priestess here lets me know that it's like you guys intuitively understand that you both don't want to discuss certain things, which can happen in a relationship. Like, let's say you guys are in a relationship, but nobody wants to rock the boat on certain issues, or no one wants to put themselves out there and say the I love yous, or maybe somebody doesn't want to someone doesn't want to open up and be vulnerable because they feel like they're going to be judged, which can also happen with justice. Or maybe they feel like it's going to be a repeat of your past. Maybe you've opened up to someone before, or they've opened up to someone before, and it hasn't gone well. Relationships have just been bad, and now you're both a little bit, once bitten, twice as shy, right? So that's another possibility that's going on here with this reading. But it's weird. You're both thinking about each other. You both have all these thoughts about each other and all these passions or feelings that you want to express, but nobody's like expressing them or saying anything. So it's just like you're both looking towards subtle signs. And I say subtle signs because the High Priestess is connected to the moon, and the moon represents like subtle symbolism and following your intuition and reading in between the lines. So you're both looking for subtle signs that the other one feels the same, and it's like none of you can read it. Neither one of you can read it because you're both blind here, okay? Both of these things have this cloth over their eyes. Justice is blind. 8 of Swords is blind. 2 of Swords is blind. Like, you guys are blind, so you're not going to pick up on each other's feelings just by, dancing around each other, okay? If that's what you're doing. If that's not what you're doing, then this is probably not the reading for you. When we have Justice here, eventually things are going to come out. The truth will set you free with justice. And I have a feeling that it's either going to be a very, very strong and passionate talk, or I can't get past the passionate talk. I don't think it's going to be anything less than passionate here, especially if you are the Queen of Wands and this person is the Knight of Wands. They're both bringing the heat here. Whether that's passionate good or passionate bad, in my experience, whenever I get justice, it lets me know that there's going to be a similar pattern of behavior that's going to be repeated. But this time, it's like, hey, we've really got to let this all out, to let this all fly out, to let this all drop, to let this let loose and out in the open. So if this goes bad, then you guys have, done what you've said, what you needed to say, and you can move on. If this goes well, fantastic. You guys have that deep, passionate emotions towards each other. Especially like, I don't know if you guys I don't know, for the people who are in a relationship, definitely, you can definitely sense a bit of nobody feels fully comfortable, okay? Especially when we have the Justice card. The Justice card, have you ever been to a courtroom? Who's over here chilling in a courtroom? Nobody is comfortable in a courtroom, right? Or faced in the eyes of the law. So things are a little bit, angsty. Things are a little bit like I don't know if butterfly is the right word, but definitely some nervous energy going on here for both of you. Both of you need to express yourself and say some things that you are not saying. Knight of Wands person is holding back on some truths that they need to let out there, possibly some frustrations. Whatever it is, this person needs to open up. You need to also speak your piece with this person. Otherwise, this is not going anywhere and we're staying at this impasse. So that is what I have for you, pile number 2. You're both thinking about each other in similar manners, and you're both needing to open up more and not to be so afraid to just let it all out there. It'll be for the best, I promise. So that is what I have for you, pile number 2. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Astro_Tarot Research, and I will see you next time. Au revoir. Hey, pile number 3, let's not waste any more time and get started on your reading. We have the Devil, we have the 4 of Swords, we have the 6 of Pentacles, we have the 3 of Swords, we have the 2 of Pentacles, and we have Water Element Sensing. So this one is next to this. So I'm going to reverse that 6 of Pentacles. This is quite interesting. Okay, so with the Devil and the 4 of Swords next to each other, it lets me know that either one or the other person is thinking about the other person a lot. And it's not really equal completely, but it's not like the other person doesn't think about you as well. I hope you guys don't mind, but I'm going to pull another card to clarify things. I have the Chariot and the Four of Swords again. Okay, so maybe, okay. What I'm getting here is this person may be thinking about more than one different person or more than one different option for themselves. And I don't know if that is a romantic interest or just another hobby of theirs or whatever the case, family members. It could pretty much be anything, but they're equally thinking about you and someone else versus your own thoughts. This reading, I'm sorry, if I'm going to pull one more card, just because this could be interpreted in so many different ways, I need to clarify this reading specifically. Versus you're thinking, Queen, this is Queen of Pentacles. You're thinking predominantly about yourself, okay? I don't know how else to put that. That's not to say that you aren't thinking about this person. What I gather from this is that it's two interpretations. One, there may be some of you out there, though I don't think this is the majority. Actually, let me start with the majority. The majority of you are predominantly thinking about yourself, and particularly you're focusing a lot of energy on what you wish to accomplish and how things feel a little bit up in the air for you right now, which is fair given the situation we've been in. Now, you do have thoughts about this person, but it's not like things are stable because this Four of Pentacles is next to the Six of Pentacles, and that would indicate that somebody's either giving more and somebody's taking more. So either they're thinking more about you or they're thinking less about you. And because we have this Queen of Pentacles here and clarifying this Four of Swords and with the Devil next to it, it makes me think that they may be thinking about you a little bit more than you're thinking about them. Because these cards together can be a little bit more like self-obsessy. I'm not gonna judge that. You know what? Sometimes you got to think about you, right? So that's the reason why we have this Six of Pentacles almost reading upside down, because it's near the Four of Swords. Normally when I get that, if it were right side up, it's like you're giving, they're taking. This is like you're kind of getting the energy, okay? I don't know, thought energy, whatever that is. But one thing's for sure is I don't know if this person's just more of a indecisive person or maybe they're more mercurial. But usually what happens when we have so much like sword energy is the person usually has more than one interest, especially when we have the Chariot here and the Three of Swords. So if this is a romantic interest, this person definitely has other romantic interests in mind. Maybe you and one other person, you and another person, or maybe them and their ex, okay? Because sometimes we get the Three of Swords to represent the past, and it may be like a ghost from their past, especially when I've clarified it again by the Four of Swords. I'm not sure if this and that person is, you know, active or like I don't even know how to explain active, but what I mean by that, I don't know if they're even in communication, because we have this Three of Sword energy next to the Two of Pentacles, and that's almost like a reversal again. So instead of thinking about a current heartbreak, it's like thinking about a past heartbreak. So it's like saying, oh, I have a past lover, I have a past relationship that I still have feelings for. So this person may have feelings for somebody from in their past. Maybe that person wasn't interested and they're interested now. Maybe that person just still isn't interested, but they still can't stop thinking about this person. But whatever it is, this person is in this toss-up state, this Two of Pentacles state, where they're like, oh, I'm thinking about you, and then I'm thinking about this other person. Versus, honestly, you guys are really thinking about yourselves a lot. And I think, you know what, do you, because it shows you're glowing with this Queen of Pentacles energy. With the water element sensing, and we have a triangle on the card as well when we get these elements, it really does tie back to that sort of love triangle. But I don't think you're in the same love triangle. I'm trying to gather what it is that I don't know what your feelings are for this person, but if your feelings are romantic for this person, then I would definitely say that this person is definitely either still hung up on somebody in the past, either thinking about how somebody in the past hurt them, or they're thinking about how they have you. Maybe they like you, maybe they like somebody else, maybe they feel like I don't want to say they feel like there's other options, because that's not really what they feel like. It's more like they feel like maybe you could be an option, but maybe there's somebody else out there for them, maybe. But it's not like they're thinking I have the whole world, like the Seven of Cups energy here. But definitely, without a doubt, it's just a feeling that they're feeling like they have two people they're interested in. I think I've said that a billion times, a billion different ways. Two of Pentacles, I get that normally to represent distance between people. So I don't know if you guys are in contact or just it's a no. But without a doubt, this is like a not really on the same page energy that I'm getting from this reading. Water element makes me feel like you guys already felt that a little bit, like you already felt like that this might be the truth, that you guys don't like fully rock each other's world like you could, okay, or like somebody else could for each other. I have a feeling that especially you don't particularly think this person is your best match, especially when the first card we pulled was the Devil. So the Devil just kind of represents that you have this almost infatuation, or even like, curiosity towards someone, or, sometimes people, what's that line in a song where it's like, you don't love me, you love the attention. So sometimes this could be the case where maybe either you feel like you missed their attention, or they feel like they like the attention you gave them. But whatever it is, this is a complicated dynamic, and I do want to say the emotions are high, okay? So there's definitely a lot of thinking about each other, but obviously I feel like they're thinking about you more, but they're also thinking about this other person possibility. If it's not another person, like I said, it's just like maybe like a ghost of their past, a hurt of their past. And they're also it's also like it's saying things are changing, because when I get this water trine energy, it's like 12th house, 4th house, 8th house, and all of those things have like these major endings. So I don't think that this is going to stay this way. At least the feelings won't stay this way. Things are definitely coming to a close when it comes to either how you guys are feeling, your interactions, or maybe your lack of interactions, but things are going to move. Because, water, how often does water sit still? Water moves. It's known for flowing, being fluid, and going through things, evaporating, going to the sky, dropping back down. It moves. So things are changing. Change is going to come for sure. And you'll get some real clarity when that happens. But yeah, this person's a little bit trying to have their cake and eat it too. Okay? So that's what I got for this reading, pile number 3. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Astro_Tarot Research. And yeah, I think that's it. I'll see you guys next time. Au revoir. Pile number 4. Let us get started on your reading. We have Strength card, 5 of Cups, 5 of Swords, 6 of Cups, Queen of Swords, the 10 of Pentacles, and 11th house, Friends. Let's pull these cards closer. So there's some disappointments either on their part are your part when it comes to this person's thinking. So are they thinking about you as like the same way that you're thinking about them? Well, what we have here is Strength, and Strength is usually a stable card. So I would definitely say that yes, that they are thinking about you just as much. If you want to say that, it is a different way that you guys may be thinking about each other. We have so many cards having to do with conflict or reaching some sort of level of frustration and wanting to move on. The Five of Cups is mourning a loss. The Eight of Cups is another card that's like saying, hey, I got to move on. We've got to let go of the past, okay? So I don't know if this person is similar to the last pile where they were like trying to get rid of memories of an ex, or just try not to hold on or grieve a past, or something like that. Or maybe it's even they feel like there's elements of the relationship you may have if you guys are together. If you guys aren't together and you're single and you're just like thinking of someone, maybe this person is just saying that this person misses you, okay? That is also a possibility. They miss you, and maybe they feel like you guys just maybe won't connect in the same way. Maybe you guys are apart at the moment and there's no contact or something like that, and it's just like maybe they're feeling like I should just, move on. Or maybe it's you that's feeling that way, that you're like, I just should just move on. This person's obviously it's not meant to be, or something like that is going on through either one of your heads, like that. With the Queen of Swords here, that definitely feels like you have a lot of different conflicting thoughts. Actually, both of you have a lot of conflicting thoughts when it comes to how you see things going in the future. We have this Ten of Swords next to the Queen of Swords, and we all know that, like fire and water don't get along, and swords and pentacles don't really get along. So it just lets me know that I need to read it a little bit differently. And when we have that, it's like saying you don't know what the future is going to be. When we have this Ten of Coins upright, Ten of Coins upright, I need to work on my posture. Ten of Coins upright is like saying, hey, my future is good, it's settled, I'm stable, I know exactly where I'm going, I know what kind of legacy I'm leaving behind, and I'm taking my people with me. Upside down, it's like saying I'm not sure where this is going, or it's saying you don't feel included, you don't feel like you have a plan, you don't feel like you guys are connecting in the same way, that it's not like showing that you guys have a stable connection. Or maybe it's, if you're in a relationship, it's just saying that you guys feel like you have different goals and you're wondering if it's time to move on. Or if you're even outside of a relationship, maybe you're just dating someone or interested in someone, and you feel like this person just has different desires or life plans and expectations that they have in their life, and it doesn't quite match yours. When we have this 11th house friends, it kind of makes me think that some of you are thinking you're better off friends. Like, I'm normally not that literal with the cards, but with so much conflicting and stressful energy here, it does indicate that it feels like you're waiting for something to happen that you feel like it's just really not going to happen. And it's like saying, gosh, I really just need to let this go. Like, you're coming to the point where you're looking for maybe any sign that this is going to move in the direction that you want it to, but you're not seeing it. Especially when we have this Strength card here. Strength card is holding out for a better future, a better tomorrow, something that will last, something that is worth it. And these cards surrounding it feel like, I don't even know if this is it. I don't even know if this is worth it. Now, if this doesn't relate to you in any way, feel free to choose another pile, but the message is pretty clear for this pile. This Strength card here represents, maybe you guys have endured a lot together. Maybe you feel like you're waiting for them to get to a place that they could be at. Sometimes people will get with other people, or they'll be interested in other people that they know ultimately doesn't meet all of their standards or things that they want in a partner, but they're like, man, but they have potential. This is like saying you've been waiting for that potential to show, but it's like it's not manifesting with this person. And so it's like these dreams are falling to the wayside, and you're realizing, gosh, maybe I'm spending too much time thinking about it, and it's clouding my judgment, because the Queen of Swords is trying to figure things out, trying to figure this future out, but based off of the circumstances and the things that have incurred, occurred in the past, it seems highly unlikely. And it seems like you're coming to terms with that disappointment. This Five of Swords in particular, I don't know if there was a moment where you feel like unappreciated by this person, or maybe this person betrayed you, or maybe took advantage or in some way. But the Five of Swords is generally not like a I'm happy and I'm having a good time card. You know what I mean? I've never seen the Five of Swords to relate to any reading in that manner. But generally, when we have this Five and this Queen of Swords, you're specifically thinking about an incident in which this person may have said something that was just like, whoa, way offhand, or something you just maybe didn't agree with, and you're like, that's something I really need to think about moving forward. But either way, you are spending a good amount of time trying to analyze what exactly it is that this person values, and it seems like you've already drawn the conclusion that maybe they don't value the same things as you do. And with the 11th house here, obviously your dreams are so important to you. You're like, I need my dreams to come true. I have been working so hard. I've been putting in that effort. And it feels like all the effort that I've been put in with this person is not going the way I would like it to go. It's disappointing to you. I will say, the answer to your question is yes, this person is thinking about you, and what they're thinking about is they're sad, they miss you, they're frustrated, they may feel like you they may feel like you don't see eye to eye on everything. And sometimes I get the Queen of Swords revealing like this person may feel like you're hard to read sometimes. And other times I get this Queen of Swords where it feels like people say, oh, this person's cold or something like that. Or this person's, thinking with their head and not their heart. It becomes like this person feels like a little bit like they think you're a good person, but they think that you want to leave them out of your future plans. Okay, that's how this person is thinking right now. I want to pull cards like on the floor for some reason. I want to pull one more card for you guys, just because I want to get a real feel for what's going through this person's head. And we have the Six of Swords again, okay? I wanted to clarify that Eight of Swords. Eight of Cups, which is another card about moving on, okay? So what's going through this person's head is like, man, they feel like they should move on too. That they should cut their losses and recognize that there's other I don't know if it's things or people or desires or whatever it is, something else that they should be focusing their mental energy onto. Or sometimes it could feel like that you guys are just far away, and maybe you guys are in a long distance relationship. I only mention that because I have gotten the Six of Swords and the Eight of Cups to represent long distance before, and maybe this person feels like the distance is too much. It's making things hard for both of you. It's making things it's making things more complicated than they need to be. And this person is very, very unsure. They're just sad. This person's just very sad that things aren't going the way they would like them to go. But they think that things can improve. This person's trying to see the light at the end of the tunnel, but they're concerned. They're just concerned. I'm just going to leave it at concerned, because I'm sure everyone has their own things that they could possibly be concerned about. So to answer your question, yes, they are thinking about you, but they're thinking this is tough. They're thinking this is a really tough dynamic that is going on with you guys. And they're thinking that you're ready to move on, and they might be ready to move on. Okay, and I only say that you both have this sort of feeling like things are just rough and tough. I don't know another way to describe the situation at hand here. But let's pull one last card just to kind of get, yeah, the World here representing endings. Okay. So for them, they feel like this may be at an end, okay? That this is kind of like as far as you guys will go. And it's not what was planned. It's not what they had in mind, but it does seem like things are moving in that direction from their perspective. That's what they feel, or what they're thinking at least, okay? So that is what I have for you, pile number 4. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. If it doesn't fit, then it's okay. Because honestly, there's just some good things that are going to be coming for you. If it does work out with this person, that would be ideal and it would be amazing. It does seem like there may be some communication issues. Whenever I get the 5 of Swords, the communication can be a little bit harsh, or it can be a little bit negative in thought patterns, or maybe it's just too direct. Sometimes you got to be less direct with people and less honest, or just put a little soft pillow under those words. But it's really hard right now, I can see, for both of you guys. But don't worry, when we have this 11th house here on the end, I know things are going to work out for the best, because the 11th house is the house of hopes and wishes, and I feels like that things will be granted. You'll get something, even if it's not this smooth connection with this person, it will be a great connection with another person. Okay, so that's what I have for you, pile number 4. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. If this reading doesn't resonate, feel free to choose another pile, and I will see you guys next time. Au revoir.